And we're back. We're fucking back. So, I guess apparently I have kept myself into the YouTube shadow realm due to certain things that I have typed in my hashtags. And I guess vaccine is one of them. You can't type vaccine, or you can't put any of that in your title, in your hashtags, in your anything, because they'll come through and motherfucking flag your goddamn shit. They only want you to have the information that they give out to you, and it's fucking trash. I can't even speak on something as factual as Krispy Kreme giving out free donuts for getting vaccinated if you show them your fucking vaccine card that you got vaccinated. I can't even talk about that without these motherfuckers trying to put me in the shadow realm, man, trying to block me from my viewers, trying to block me from my subscribers and people that motherfucking hit that goddamn bell on this motherfucking channel and watch me, man. I ain't got a bunch of subscribers, man. I'm trying to crack 700, and these motherfuckers out here trying to stop my grind, man. Yeah, free donuts. They said if you come in, it says show your vaccination card and get free original glazed donuts. Now, as much as people love Krispy Kreme donuts, it is not good enough for me to just fuck around and take some shit just cause. Well, you know what? Now that you put it that way, I love Krispy Kreme. Man, go ahead and shoot me up with that shit, man. The fuck? For real. And you see I don't want free food that bad. You see look at the likes. Look at the retweets. What's up, Reggie Bone? What's happening? Yeah. Krispy Kreme was like, yo, hey, we got a way to help coerce these motherfuckers. We need more people taking the vaccine. So I guess we gonna motherfucking give out these donuts. A large lump sum. Hell yeah. All these big ass corporations that make billions of dollars. Why don't you give back some of the money that you get from these fucking customers that you fucking get every single day? Instead, you want to give out free donuts. Motherfucker, y'all throw away more donuts every week than you do selling them. Think about that. A lot of these food places, they throw out more food than they sell. And they don't give the shit to nobody. They don't give the fucking food to no. That's the one thing that fucks me up. It's an actual law that restaurants, if you've ever worked in the restaurant industry, you know that they take all the food that wasn't sold or all the food that was made and didn't have nothing to do with for the rest of the day. They take that shit, they all bag that shit up, and they throw that shit away. It's crazy that we have a hunger problem in the U.S. People that go hungry every day and are homeless, but we literally throw out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds of food every day across America. How much sense does that make? And then you have somebody who will go and try to, imagine that. You try to go and give somebody some food just to give them food, and you get in trouble because it's illegal to do that. You can't do shit. These motherfuckers want to give away free donuts if you take a shot. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm not going. I am not going. You're not going to do that to me. And it's all across the board. It's not just these big corporations, but then they pull it into different aspects. They want to pull it into the music. Of course, everybody in the entertainment industry, all these artists are trying to tell people, hey, go get vaccinated. And they support getting vaccinated. because of the fear that surrounded the pandemic. Now, here we are in the sports realm. Like I was saying before I had to go back live because YouTube some punk ass bitches. LeBron didn't want to speak on whether or not he was going to get the vaccine. He said that was a family thing that he was going to talk to about with his family. He didn't need to tell press. He didn't need to tell the world whether or not he was getting the vaccine. But given his position, not just in basketball, but in the world, and his influence, it works in the favor of the people that want you to go out and get vaccinated. So those in the same profession, his peers and everybody in the ESPN, the announcers and the commentators in that realm, they're all trying to figure out, hey, how can we get LeBron on board? How can we get him to start talking about this shit so that we can get more people to be influenced to take some shit that they not really comfortable taking? And then on top of that, let's not even talk about the history of vaccines and people of color. Let's not talk about what has been going on with black people and vaccines over the span of time in this country. It's a touchy subject to begin with. Then you want us to fucking trust you off the bat after you made some shit within a year. Vaccines don't get made that quick. But I guess because science and how we've progressed in science. He said they don't want to get sued. Fuck those motherfuckers. But all they have to do is fill out a form before they give it away. They pushing this vaccine hard for a reason, and it can't be a good one. It was made quickly. That is first and foremost, the biggest reason why I wouldn't take it. Now, I'm not trying to tell anybody else what they should do. What you want to do, go ahead and do that, man. I know people that got vaccinated. I got my aunt got vaccinated. I got a couple friends that got vaccinated. But me, after I started learning the process and like how long it takes to like actually create a vaccine to combat something like, like a flu or whatever the fuck the case may be, they did that shit very quick. And then on top of that, we're talking about something that they said themselves they didn't know about. They didn't know what they was dealing with. How you go from not knowing what you were dealing with to all of a sudden having the solution to it within months. Okay, let's give the benefit of the doubt. Let's say that they were smart enough to come up with this shit, right? This quick, right? Now, where did the other variants come from? I want to know. Because there are mutations of this of the virus, right? There's other versions of it already out here in the realm of the world, right? They didn't know that. And then they found out after the vaccine was made, right? So tell me, how in the fuck is this shit gonna work when there's other variants of it in the atmosphere? Which means if you give me a vaccine now to take care of the one thing, the one form of that virus, now I have to worry about the other mutations, which means there's more vaccines, more shit that they're going to try to pump into you. Am I wrong, or what? Am I talking out my ass? What is this? Am I just saying shit, or does that make sense? I was told the paperwork and transportation of the food will cost more to give it away than throw it in the trash. Man, do you understand that they don't got to go nowhere to even try to eat? Look, that's another thing. So talking about that we're talking about food, the food issue, like when giving away free food. Think about giving away free food and how they try to say anything about transportation, anything. Transporting what? You don't need to what are they transporting? They don't have to transport anything. We have restaurants literally in every city. Nobody has to drive anywhere. You take this food. Matter of fact, I take that back. Yeah, you do. Put some fucking work in. Fuck that shit. We're not going to have a bunch of homeless people just pulling up to different. Nah, fuck that shit. Yeah, you do got to drive somewhere. And talking about the cost of transportation, bitch, there's a Uber Eats. There's a goddamn DoorDash, nigga. There's a GoPuff app. Nigga, GoPuff is literally, nigga, I want some Oreos. I want some motherfucking candy. I want some juice, bitch. And I want some motherfucking crackers. I want some high snacks. I want some munchies. So I'm going to order this shit and I'm going to have somebody just go to the store and grab it from me and bring it here. Fuck transportation costs. Niggas out here signing up to deliver shit. Can y'all hear that? Can y'all hear that train? But niggas literally signing up to deliver shit. I know for a fact there's enough good people in the world who will sign up to get paid just to deliver free food to homeless people or people that need to eat, people that need food. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. These motherfuckers out here will find every single excuse just to shit on people that are less fortunate. I don't see any excuse as to why you can't do that. I don't see no reason why all these restaurants can't gather all their food and just give it to motherfuckers in need at the end of the day. I don't know. But to the point, back to the vaccine shit. So, oh man. Let's listen to these guys.
I don't blame the players.
Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, hit the bell.
Vaccines, considering our nation's history and our mistrust of the federal government. We know that history. We don't have time to get into it. But I think considering the number of people who have been vaccinated, which are obviously in the millions, and the fact that it's indiscriminate, there are black and whites and others that have taken the vaccine, I do think it's time for all of us to adopt a mentality that if we have the opportunity to do it, it's something that we should do. And if they come my way with it, I will take the vaccine.
Let me address what you just said quickly. Sure. I think as Americans, we are used to a situation where money and power gives you greater access to things, and people feel that that's normal. I think if I were running a league and I could get my hands on vaccines and I could legally distribute it, I would to the players. If you're asking me as an independent arbiter, do I think that that's ethical or moral? The answer is no, I don't. So I disagree with you on principle, but in practice, we probably see, I think there is a case to be made on economic lines along the ones you're making. I think the best way to do it is what the most effective way we've seen internationally is you start with the oldest people, because they're even more with underlying conditions. The oldest, 85 and over, 75 and over, 65 and over, do it like that, and people with underlying conditions and first responders, and then the rest of us wait for it. But okay, it's a separate issue. I want to address what Ron Artest, Meta World Peace. Ron, whoever Artest now, he's one of my favorite people in the industry. He's such a genuine dude, and I actually think here he makes a good point. Athletes should not be forced into positions where they must publicly espouse that they are affirmatively, they're putting their weight behind, yes, everyone should do this. Because if they don't feel that way, then they shouldn't be forced into a hypocritical position.
Come on now.
However, if the vaccine is available and they opt not to take it, they shouldn't play. Like, that's all. If they don't, but a public service announcement is something else. They should not be forced to do public service.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Before I finish this, we have to bring that point. Now, it may seem like, oh yeah, right, not play, but if you are a person that believes in the virus, that the virus is something that's real, which in my opinion, I believe that the virus is real. I believe COVID is something that is real, regardless of how you feel the severity of it is, whether it's something that's as horrible as they say or not, that doesn't matter. As long as you know it's real, right? Now, if, like he said, if the vaccine is becoming available to people and you know that the virus is real and you opt to not take it, then you also have to understand that you cannot play in a professional setting where they're telling you, hey, you have to be vaccinated to do it. That's something that you'll have to just figure out for yourself and for your family if that's something you want to do. But I will say it'll be something to see if someone like LeBron didn't take the vaccine and they tell him that he can't play NBA basketball anymore. The greatest basketball player alive right now, today. They're telling him that he cannot play basketball. What's up, Hitman? Ever again if he does not get vaccinated. Imagine what would happen then. I think the respect level and I think the honor and the loyalty that surrounds the name and that surrounds the person that is LeBron, people will follow suit in that. And the way that I think people, I wouldn't say everybody, because of course a lot of people do have just the mentality of having money on their mind, but I don't think LeBron's hurting for $1. And an early retirement for LeBron, somebody who has won 3 titles, I believe, 3 or 4 titles, will be okay with having an early retirement. That's just my opinion. I know he wouldn't want that necessarily, but I don't think he would mind. You know, it just my personal opinion. If I was LeBron James, if I was dubbed the greatest, if I was the best player in the league, I won 3-4 championships, and I got all these other outlets, all these other businesses, all these other ways I can continue to make millions of dollars for the rest of my life. My name alone, cool. Push me to the side if you want. I'm satisfied. My career is fulfilled. I did everything. He said, it is. My grandma just died from it. Oh, man. Rest in peace, man. Rest in peace. Kid at heart, man. He said his grandmother passed from COVID, man. That's fucked up. And I'm sorry to hear that. And you're cut. God damn. God damn. He said, I got to see what happens firsthand. It's not pretty for older people. Yeah, man, look. Hey, first of all, condolences, man, and sorry to hear that. That fucking sucks. And like I said, that, for the people out there, like, that goes for the insensitive ass motherfuckers too, who are like all like the anti-mask motherfuckers. Like, do you know how petty you have to be anti-mask? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, to be somebody who's like, no, fuck these masks and fuck everybody else and what everybody else is going through. What's good, Loke? What's good, JG? Do you know how fucked up you got? Like, and I'm not even talking from a standpoint of somebody who has their own idea of what they feel masks do in a pandemic, but you have to understand how simple it is to like put a mask on and to take it off. Like, you can't, I'm honestly, everything we have going on in this world and motherfuckers is arguing about putting on a mask. Like, of course, that's not something we want to do. I don't want to do this shit. I know every single person who is putting on a mask to go inside a store or to do anything outside in the public does not want to do it. And to me, I believe that's a fact. Because before this, nobody did that. Nobody did that. We didn't have to walk in nowhere with no mask on. So that just gives me more of the idea that people really out here just like really expect shit to move how they want it to move. And a lot of people feel like the world revolves around them. in a country that is ran by people that run you. Every decision you make, it cannot get past this government here. And I'm like, for real. JG said, I tested positive with no symptoms. This is some BS while one of my partners was in the hospital. Can't be the same shit. The mask is harmless compared to losing a loved one to the virus or vaccine. Yeah. Shit, I'm the only one who didn't catch it because I keep it on at all times. I only take it off in the care at home or in the car at home. Look, to that point too, I have come into a bunch of people that have been in contact with COVID, and I've not had one COVID symptom at all. From coughing to chills to motherfucking sore throat to motherfucking what's another symptom, man? You can't taste or smell. None of that shit. I got a cousin right now. It's been 3 months. It's been 3 months since he had COVID. He still doesn't have his taste. Think about that shit. He still doesn't have his taste back. Like, this is a weird virus that's been going around, man. So I don't take no chances with none of this shit. Everybody has been reacting to it differently. One thing that I will say though is that I'm not finna hop to getting no vaccine just because they want me to. You know? Yeah, that same here. He said, damn near my whole family caught it. So during winter break in December, I had family come in and we all had like Christmas dinner and shit like that. Not a bunch of us at all. It wasn't a bunch of people at all. It was probably like 8 people at the most, but like everybody, it was like different people coming at different times. So like these people would be there and people would leave and then these people come. And it was like that. But still, that didn't help because somebody in the family must have had COVID and then all of a sudden it passed through because my aunt and my uncle got COVID. Another pair of aunt and uncles got COVID. My grandma got COVID. My mom got COVID. My brother and his girlfriend got COVID. My cousin got COVID. Then my other brother that lived in Denver who came to visit during winter break and went back home got COVID. All of them at the same time. My daughter got COVID. All at the same time. And here's me. For one, I had to go back and forth helping my mom out because my grandma was the one that was there with her. But when my grandma got COVID, I had to be the one to go over there and take care of my mom. So I was always in contact with the shit, but I never got sick. So I didn't know if I was immune or just a motherfucker that was asymptomatic. But goddamn, because like I said, all of them got COVID. This wasn't the first time. I had a homie. Shout out my nigga True Music. I was at his crib shooting a video for him. We was over at his house. I had his camera. We was shooting. I was over there for probably like 2.5 hours or some shit. Shot a whole video for him. We was smoking, passing the joint back and forth and shit. And I shit you not, I swear to God, you guys, when I left his house, not even an hour later, this nigga was on Snapchat in the bed, curled up, talking about some, man, I got the chills so bad, bro. Like, I'm fucked up right now, man. I'm hoping it's not that shit. That next day, he went and got tested, then got his test results back the day after that, and it came back positive. But here I am. Still a motherfucker. Nigga, am I coronavirus? Nigga, am I the motherfucker? Am I ground zero in this motherfucker? Because goddamn, everybody I came into contact with ended up getting it, and I was just walking around all cool, like, ha. Like, that's weird as fuck to me to this day. I don't understand how I escaped COVID, but whew, nigga, knock on fucking wood. Because bruh, the stories that I've heard and the things that I've seen, the different things that people have gone through, not even just from my friend, but my grandma. Like, my grandma just turned 80. Was about to turn 80. I think her birthday just passed, but 80 years old. Regardless, 80 years old and had COVID. According to everything that's been happening, that should have been it. That should have been it for my grandma. But thank God that did not happen. Because for one, you know, over the past few years, we lost my grandpa. And then, of course, you know, my grandma being the last strong, like, you know, piece to the family out of my grandparents. You know, everybody's been extra protective and extra, you know, careful of her because she always has chest pain. She's always, you know, going through, you know, medical issues and stuff like that. But my grandma is like just is one of the strongest people ever. If you see her, you talk to her, watch her move around, you wouldn't think she was 80 years old, but she is. And we gotta, you know, just like for anybody out there, man, with elders out there and the people that you care about, make sure you check on these people and make sure you take care of them and do what you need to do to make sure that they good as much as you can, man, because it's always the days when it's that time, when it's their time and you start, you know, thinking about everything you could have and should have did. It'd be more satisfying in life to know that you did do everything that you could and you tried everything that you could and you was there for them as much as you were there for them. You know what I'm saying? In the end. And, you know, don't beat yourself up over the shit. It's this COVID shit is fucked up. And, you know, my mom's going through chemo right now and they just decided that they can let people in with her while she's going through the process. So, Wednesday morning, I'm gonna be with her at her chemo appointment, you know, staying there with her. But, you know, before then it wasn't, you couldn't do that. And the way that COVID had it set up, you can't be sitting in the hospital with your family while they're going through something. Your family member could be dying, literally dying. And I get it. You're at the hospital. This is a place where you need them to be at. But it's also something else to actually be there with somebody while they're going through it. You know what I'm saying? It's not that you can necessarily, you know, help what's happening, but just your presence and you being there could do something for somebody. And I know it definitely would do, you know, some good for my mom in particular if, you know, somebody was there with her going through all this shit that she's going through. In my humble opinion, all they did is just rename the flu. Hey, maybe this is just a fucking a hyper version of the flu, and it's just a horrible version of it, and it's really much worse than the last one. It evolved. Maybe the flu evolved, and it got worse. You know what I'm saying? Who knew? Who knows? You must have a strong immune system or something in your body that fights off the virus. Yeah, I don't usually get sick, and I'm happy about that. And I don't want that to change. You know what I'm saying? I mean, over the past few days, I've been coughing a little bit, but I think that just is because of my nose has been stuffed up because it's just the weather's changing right now in Minnesota. It's going from literal winter to motherfucking spring. So my shit is all fucked up. My nose is gonna start being more stuffed up and shit. My last stream, if you go to my last stream from a few days ago, you'll hear it in my nose, motherfucker. That shit was up here and shit. It was all up in my motherfucking. I hate that shit. I hate talking with that shit. But hold on, let's finish this shit real quick. Let's hear what he says.
Service announcements. Even if I think it's foolish not to. Now let me tell you why I think it's foolish not to and what I think their problem is. In the Venn diagram, right, you have the different circles and where they overlap is the shaded area. This is a perfect storm, another metaphor for it, of this vaccination issue. Number one, they're pro athletes. Pro athletes care about what they put in their body. And anyone hears, wait, I'm putting a dead disease in my body. Even the thought of it's disturbing to a lot of people, to me. But, you know, even if you understand the science very well, you still say, ugh, I just don't like the idea of it. And pro athletes want to be sure about what they're ingesting. And unless it's going to help them on the field of play especially. That's one. Two, there's a lot of anti-vaxxer nonsense out there. Just nonsense and low-quality information that many among us have swallowed and kind of internalized and now believe. The anti-vaxxer industry is utter nonsense. Nonsense. That's all. It's nonsense. However, there's an overlap there, too, because many in the population, including in the NBA, have subscribed to it, as many people have subscribed to a lot of low-quality information in recent years and misinformation. And three, you mentioned it, Stephen A., the United States has a bad history with African-American people, don't they? And including experiments on African-American people, right? And
That's
so
specifically
if
what I'm
you
talking
are,
about.
yes, so if you're thinking, wait, I'm not going to be, you want me to take that? Are we sure about this? Are you experimenting on me? I think all three things come into play here. All three things. They want to know what they're putting in their body. They mistrust this country based on past experience, and there's a lot of anti-vaxxer nonsense. It's creating a perfect storm. That said, Stephen A., none of that's a good enough excuse not to take the vaccine if it's available. I think if it's available and an athlete turns it down, they shouldn't play. That's different than saying you have to give a PSA, a public service announcement, saying that you are for this even if you're against it. Two separate issues to me.
What's y'all take on his take? He said, I think people that smoke that good be asymptomatic. Seemed like everyone around me had symptoms and didn't smoke crazy shit, man. All right, well, I will say that too. At first, that's what I thought. You know, I was like, man, fucking motherfuckers is potheads. I guess I'm curing myself every day. But the friend that I told you about earlier, who I helped shoot a video for, that's my plug. So this nigga smokes more than anybody I know. This nigga gets, matter of fact, hold on, let me see if I can find this video. Let me find this. I'm about to find this video because let me show you who I'm talking about, man. I'm going to show you who I'm talking about. We talking about, hold on. We talking about this guy. This nigga has 3 joints going by himself and smoking it by himself. Shout out my nigga True. Look at this motherfucker. That's who I'm talking about. He said I'm matching myself. But nah, I guess that debunks that. Because this motherfucker be smoking King Kong forearms. And he still got all them motherfucking symptoms, man. What's good, Ben Slim? What he mean is not a good enough reason. Tell him take the shit first. Yeah, Max has some good points, but at the same time, I agree. I agree that, you know, no player is obligated to push something they're not comfortable with. Okay, first and foremost. If I don't believe in the shit, I'm not going to push the shit, which is why I respect, in a way, the motherfuckers who don't kneel during the national anthem while all the motherfuckers around them are kneeling. Let us know who you are off the bat. Don't fake that shit, because of course it's going to come out sooner or later. Don't fake it. Don't take no kneel. If you don't feel that way, don't do it. I can respect that. I ain't got to like it. I ain't got to fuck with it, and I could call you a bitch. But I respect it because you're not out here trying to pretend to be an ally. Does that make sense? Like, and then when it comes to this, we're talking about 2 different subjects, racial injustice, and we're talking about the vaccine to a virus that has been mutating. And a virus that a lot of people don't trust, but a lot of people have gotten already. So now that we're in that phase of a bunch of people already getting the virus, now we are getting the vaccine. Now we have to sit around and kind of wait like, yo, what the fuck is going to happen to these people? We seen a few older people that got the fucking vaccine, and then like a week or a few weeks later, they end up dying. A couple prominent names. Now, they tried to say that this past person who passed away, what was the boxer's name? Legend boxer. Fuck. Somebody help me out. Legendary boxer that just passed away recently. Matter of fact, they just said on the 5150 podcast that this nigga looked like Marcus. Marvin Hagler, that's who it is. Marvin fucking Hagler. Rest in peace to Marvin Hagler, but I guess his wife, what's good, Spank Loke? I guess Marvin Hagler's wife disclosed that it wasn't due, or didn't say it wasn't due to the vaccine, but she said that the speculation around it was messed up, so to speak. So people talking about, hey, he just took the vaccine and now he's dead. You know, I mean, who knows? Who knows? Who fucking knows? But it's very weird. It's very weird. I know 200 people died so far from the shots. Don't know how true that is. Well, that's the thing. That's the only, like, that's what we have to sit with. We'll never know. They'll never tell us because they want us to take the vaccine. So they're not going to say that so-and-so died immediately or so-and-so has these problems due to taking the vaccine. They're not going to say that. They're not going to take no statistics on that, which is another reason why, and I know this is a totally different subject, but when it comes to statistics, when motherfuckers try to bring statistics to me, like, for instance, another guy that was on this page talking about more white people get shot by police than black people, or more black people are blah, 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 and try to bring statistics that the same people who want to control your life put out there. I'm never going to I'm never going to believe in that shit. I'm never going to use that as fact. Keep your statistics where they are. Keep it on the internet. Keep it over on their side. I don't give a fuck. Your statistics, first of all, there's not one person in this world, there's not one person in this world who has walked around and met everybody and taken down data on everybody in this world. That's a fact. Now let's shrink it. There's not one person who has walked around in this country and got data on everybody in this country. There's not one person who has done that. You know what they do to collect data? They take instances that have happened and then they tally from there. So however many murders happened that were reported for a fact in Minnesota, right? Let's use this as an instance. How many murders were recorded for a fact in Minnesota? Let's say 50 murders happened in the year. Okay? What they're going to say is these 50 murders that happened in a year, out of the 50 murders that happened in a year, 25 of them happened in North Minneapolis. Half the violent crime comes from North Minneapolis. Boom. But we're not talking about everyone. It's easy to push a narrative behind some shit when you try to make it a certain way. If you take the shot, how you know you're not going to be one of the ones added to the list? I don't know. That's all. All this shit is a toss-up, fam. It's all a toss-up. But they're doing a great job at trying to get everybody to take it. Hence why we got shit like Krispy Kreme talking about, hey, we'll give you some donuts, bro. Take this vaccine, bro. You want a free glazed original donut, bro? That's what the fuck they're doing. Yeah, it's never 100% effective or accurate. It never is. And honestly, the way we have to move in life, we just have to, I guess we just have to guess, bro. Samagan, what's happening? Jennifer, what's up? Hey, how you doing? What's going on, y'all? So let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if you watching me right now, if you hear my voice, yes or no. Are you going to take the vaccine when it gets presented to your face? Yes or no? I need to know from the chat. Are you going to get this motherfucking vaccine? Yes or no? And if so, why? I would like to know. What you think? You good? Is Florida shut down again? Is that true? I don't know. They should. Ben Slim said, yep. Jennifer said, I'm good. He said, I'm going to wait for a few. Kid at Heart said, I'm going to wait for a few years. Samanga said, nope. Reggie said, nope. He said, I'm willing to lose my job over it. A lot of people are. He said, I like my mask. They cool to me. Yeah, that's another thing, man. They going to start putting a lot of things in place after this. If you're not vaccinated, they talking about you're going to need proof of vaccination before you can travel, before you do certain shit. You basically going to feel like you in lockdown after the pandemic is over. In my opinion, I believe there's some sinister behind it. That's okay, Samagan. I don't doubt that. Baby mom in high risk, and my had cancer, so I got to. Hey, that sometimes, and you gotta go through that too. I have to go through that right now. My mom dealing with cancer right now. She's going through chemo, and I know for a fact they're gonna try to vaccinate her. You know, after all this shit is said and done, because she's been in and out the hospital. Like I said, my family members are starting to get vaccinated, and I don't know how. I mean, and that's another thing. If you get vaccinated, is it supposed to protect you? Like, why would it matter if I got vaccinated or not? If you get vaccinated, then you're good. I mean, that's just, I guess, unless I'm missing something. My nigga Kenny said, LOL, this shit pathetic. They offering anything. Motherfuckers wanted to they giving out free donuts. They said, bring your fat ass down to Krispy Kreme. We're going to give you an original glazed donut if you show us that you have been vaccinated. I don't know, man. Now we got, like, it's like the world is changing. And if I have to show you a proof of vaccination just so I could travel, that's insane. I guess I'm driving everywhere now. I guess road tripping for life then, huh? He said, because you can still spread. Well, if I'm refusing to take it and I catch COVID, that's on me, right? And if you are vaccinated, you are protected. That's my point. Like, I get I can still spread it if I'm not vaccinated, but I'm just going to be spreading it to everybody else who didn't want to get vaccinated when it's all said and done, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something. He said, I know, fuck it. Let me die then. If you vaccinated, it shouldn't matter. Yeah, no, for real. Fuck cancer and COVID, man. That shit has been taking over like no fucking other, man. And I really hope motherfuckers don't really start pushing this shit. Like, they're already pushing it down your face. But I know how it is when you're in a position, in a big position, and motherfuckers want to try to tell you to do something with your influence. They try to use certain words to coerce you into doing some shit you're not comfortable with doing. And that happens every single day in this business. Whether you're an athlete, an entertainer, artist, you have to play by their rules. There's always going to be somebody at the top that is bringing these rules down and bringing up these regulations, shit that they want to get past, the shit that they want their narrative out there. You know what I'm saying? We can't have that. We still have to have some choice for ourselves, right? I'll be damned if a motherfucker came and tried to force me to do some shit I didn't want to do. Why is because in my 41 years, all I seen Western medicine do is kill my family off. And it's crazy because they know that. They know that there is a distrust when it comes to vaccinations and people of color. They know that. And what didn't help was how fast this shit came about. It's just it's a wild subject, fam. It's a wild subject. But let me spend these last, 15 or so minutes with y'all talking about some shit that we all can relate to right now. This is for my 5150 family, the motherfuckers who have been tuning in to Corey Holcomb in the 5150 show. First, before I talk about this, like I said earlier, like I said before, this Thursday, don't you forget it. This is why I need y'all to hit the bell and make sure you come here every day when I'm live. I have an interview with Jeff Brown. An interview with Jeff Brown this Thursday at 3 o'clock, my time, Minnesota time. I don't know where everybody else is. You should drop where you from, but post up where you from in the in the chat. But this Thursday, nigga, Jeff Brown is gonna be right here on this page, on this channel, and we're gonna have a sit down. We're gonna have a discussion, and we're gonna talk about a lot of shit. And it's gonna be a nice lengthy stream, and I need y'all to pull up on me and motherfucking watch how this shit's gonna go down. Y'all don't want to miss the Jeff Brown interview. I promise you. I promise you. There's a lot of shit that's gonna be said. And a lot of gems that's gonna be dropped. All right? LA time, that's gonna be about 1 o'clock, I believe. 1 o'clock LA time. 3 p.m. Central. So if you in LA, it's gonna be 1 o'clock. But it's been a minute since the guys have reconciled their differences. Speaking on Corey and Zoe. And I believe I heard through the grapevine that Jeff was actually the one who confirmed that Zoe will be back on the show, but he has not been. Oh, yeah, thank you, my guy. Thank you. My nigga JR is on it. So 3 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific. All right? Appreciate y'all. But Zoe has continued to do his Zoe What show. As a matter of fact, if you guys haven't paid attention, somebody hacked Zoe's Instagram, and Zoe had to make another one. So if you haven't followed Zoe's new Instagram, you should go do that. But yeah, Zoe's still posting shows, Zoe's still posting content, and I think my first initial reaction, my first initial prediction has been coming true. I said that, now this is before he gave the 10K to him. I said that Zoe was going to pay back Corey, and he was going to wash his hands of the 5150 show. And he's halfway there. Because he already gave my man 10 racks. We all know that. But he has not come back to the show. And I think there is a reason why we will never see Zoe on that show again. And I think the biggest thing of it all is, if you are a man who respects yourself first, but also respects the people around you, it'll be contradicting to who you are as a man, as a person, as a human, to be around somebody who doesn't hold those same values. Now, it's one thing to not be like somebody. You don't want somebody to be like you. You don't want no mini-me. That's not the point here. The point is, you reflect the company you keep. I know for a fact that Zoe doesn't have that type of personality to continue to be around someone who will blatantly disrespect the people he's supposed to uplift. Now, let's be clear. I'm not talking shit. I'm not talking down on Corey, and I'm not shaming Corey for however he is, whoever he is. That's who he is, whatever. He said Texas in the building. That's what's up. Would I, if I was Zoe, I think I would take my time. I think I would take my time to go back, to be honest. I don't think I would be in a rush, because also me being in a rush to get back, it's kind of showing that I ain't really got shit going on and that I kind of need his platform to raise mine. And usually people will, if they're in a position like that, they'll almost allow somebody to disrespect them or treat them any type of way because they feel like they need that person for something. And I think Zoe knows he doesn't necessarily need Corey for shit, and that he genuinely viewed Corey as a good friend of his. And Corey not being the person to want to fully take accountability for something, yeah, he can apologize behind closed doors and try to make amends of some shit, but without having to take full responsibility or accountability for his actions type shit. You know, he's more of those more the person that would be like, yo, just forget, forgive and forget, whatever. The shit happened, and that's how it is. But as long as you want to be cool, we can be cool and we can keep shit moving. But that's not how shit works in life for me personally. He said, I don't know if I could. That nigga showed his colors. That's a walkable offense. Yeah, it is. And I think I still have a feeling that one day Zoe is gonna pop back up on the show, because I know it's gonna be good for the numbers, and I think it's gonna be good for everybody else who's watching. But I think it's important now for Zoe to want to just build his own, because I think if anything taught him, if that situation taught him anything, it was that giving a lot of your time to somebody else who doesn't appreciate you or value you in the way that they will value someone else they feel is on their level, it's a waste. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of your energy. It's a waste of everything. There's no need to be involved with it. I think Zoe has enough people around him, enough of a fan base for him to continue to do what it is that he's doing and flourish from there. But I do not think that this relationship between them two will ever be the same. I think bridges have been burned. And I know for somebody like Corey, he doesn't feel like he can burn bridges with people he thinks are less than him. But that's the problem. Thinking someone is less than will put you in a position where that person could probably surpass you one day, and then you'll be looking out for them to try to put their hand out for you. And not necessarily that Corey's the type of person to look for handouts, because he's clearly a self-made entity. He's still a self-made entertainer. He still has his own platform. We can't take that away from him. But you can see in the shows that he wants the extra push without having to have Hollywood be behind him. He'll take that extra push. He'll take someone like Kevin Hart he'll take that if Kevin Hart decided, hey, I want to bring Corey on tour. I want to give Corey the spotlight on my network, or to just shout him out. He'll take that. He'll take that from a Nick Cannon. He'll take that from a Willie D or Rizza Islam, or anybody that he feels that is on his level or above, who he actually has respect for. I don't want to make it seem like Corey's just is like out of this world, just disrespectful ass crazy nigga that just is just a piece of shit. But at the same time, you know, you learn a lot from it. I find myself digging more deep into it because I know people exactly like him, and I know a lot of y'all know people like that who just kind of have a tendency of not being wrong and kind of having a problem with feeling like they're wrong or taking accountability for the shit that they do, which is, you know, it goes back to how they were raised. You know, that was another conversation that me and Jeff had without having to go too deep into it, because I kind of want to keep those conversations that we have on the phone between us. But just talking about how people were raised and how you could see the difference in somebody who was raised by a bitter woman and somebody who was raised by someone who was strong and somebody who had a different outlook on life and didn't blame the world for where she was in life or he was in life. There's a lot of people who had to grow up with bitter parents. And I know a lot of people like to stick it to one gender, which I think is another conversation that me and Jeff might have. But I personally don't stick it to one gender, because you can have a bitter mother or you can have a bitter father. Whatever the case may be, you growing up in that type of toxicity is going to fuck you up in one way, shape, or another. And you can tell when a lot of people have grown up with that type of parenting where it's that toxic. They project that onto everybody else around them, to the point where they feel like people have to be like them or do what they do to be normal. And if you don't do that, then something's wrong with you, or you're lying. So like, I don't know, when it comes to I won't bring up Grady's situation, but let's say someone like D. Let's say D doesn't want to tell the audience what's going on with her life, and she decides she wants to just say, hey, I got whatever. But off camera, she's telling Corey, somebody who she knows personally, who she's known for years, who she can tell things to, or probably not tell things to, as you can see. But they'll be on air talking about some shit, and if she doesn't want to talk about a certain thing or admit to a certain thing that he's bringing up on air because she doesn't want the audience to know about it, you call that person out for it. You make her out to be a liar. You make her out to be this. You make her out to be that. And people have to understand, not everybody is like you. That doesn't make somebody legit or 100 if they don't act like you. Now, there's a difference in living your truth and wanting everybody to know your truth. Live your truth all day long. Be who you are all day long, but you don't owe it to nobody to explain yourself. You don't owe it to not one person to explain who you are. As long as you live in your truth, and as long as you do what it is that you are comfortable with and that makes you feel good about yourself, don't worry. It doesn't matter what anybody else is trying to get you to do or to be like. JG said, the only thing I don't like about Jeff Brown is he will try and overtalk you. Don't let him overtalk you, man. No. It's not even about overtalking. It's about, that's another thing me and him talked about, was me being able to read somebody and me being able to listen to somebody and really pay attention. What's good, AJ? That was a conversation that we had, and I know, like, see, Jeff is the type of person where he's very opinionated, and he has a lot to say on that opinion, but he also respects the other side of it. Now, I watched his interviews with the 3Gs podcast and everything like that. I think our conversation is going to go a bit different because, I mean, I'm not a comedian and I'm not out here trying to, make people laugh. I can crack a joke, or I can be funny if I want to, but I think we need to have, these conversations more often amongst each other and really kind of get into these conversations, because a lot of people don't really take shit seriously these days because there's so much satire behind it and there's so much jokes behind it. We be looking for so much comic relief and shit because we go through so much shit, and I get it. But I think our conversation that me and Jeff is gonna be something that's gonna be good for a lot of people. A lot of people. You know what I'm saying? He said, "Don't try to sun me, Jeff." Nah, Jeff is a real respectable guy, man. And me and him having these conversations over the phone, especially being somebody that doesn't know him, he doesn't know me, he don't owe me shit. He don't even owe me an interview, a conversation at all. I'm just a nigga that's been making these streams and talking about shit. But he sees my perspective on things, and he respects my approach on how I speak on things. And I think that's the reason why an interview is about to be had, because not only does, the shit that he has to say is important, or the gems that he has to drop on everybody important, but he also knows that my input on certain shit will also be important to those watching too. So when that interview does happen, I really want y'all to do me the biggest favor. And when that interview comes up, as soon as we go live, man, I need y'all to fucking hit that share button, not just the like and not just to subscribe and not just the bell. I need y'all to share that motherfucker too. Post that motherfucker up and let people know, yo, come pop in and come watch this shit, because it's going to be something that is going to be dope. He said it's over talking, be funny and educational. It is. He dropped a lot of jewels on me, man. Honestly, the 2 phone calls that we did have, I wish we were recording those motherfuckers, because that was some of the best convo that I've had in a long time, just talking about just the different shit that we were interested in talking about. Like that right there, we had an interview in itself just over the phone. You know what I'm saying? If I would have recorded that, it would, man. And honestly, that's why I know it's going to go well this Thursday. So I need y'all to pop in with me, man. I need y'all to let me know what's going on. I need y'all to really support this channel, man. And they, like I said, YouTube has been really trying to put me in the shadow realm. Cause think about this, man. When I first started these streams, when I first did my first stream, I had 115 subscribers. We are almost at 700. Ain't no way my viewership should be less than 10 each stream. But YouTube likes to block young black creatives. So what I'm doing now is I'm going harder, and I'm doing these streams every single day so that I can keep popping up on y'all motherfuckers' timelines and motherfucking lives and shit. Make sure that y'all catch these motherfuckers, and make sure that y'all stay in this chat, because I really fuck with y'all, and I really appreciate everything that y'all be saying in this motherfucker, for real. Also, yeah, so I got another thing, man. So you see this shit, GMS jerseys, man. These are the one things that you do have to pre-order if you ever want a GMS jersey, because they come custom. They say GMS on the front with a 420 at the bottom, and then you have 420 in the back, but it's custom. You can put whatever fucking name you want on the back. Mine, of course, says black GMS. But I got other motherfucking jerseys out there. I got motherfuckers been buying them jerseys since last summer. So if y'all want a jersey, hit me up. I got jerseys. If you want some shirts, I'm going to be buying shirts in bulk from size small all the way up to 2, 3X. So let me know if you want a GMS shirt. Also, special limited edition GMS rolling trays. Those are going to be dropping very soon. Once I get the prototypes in, because I ordered some myself, I'm going to get these prototypes in. They're shipped already. They should be here this week. I'm going to show them to the stream, and I'm going to let y'all know when I order more of them. They're going to be limited edition. These are custom GMS rolling trays. These are for my motherfuckers out there who be rolling that motherfucking good. All right? So keep that shit in mind. Also, like I say all the time, I don't just do these streams. I make dope shit. I make wonderful fucking music. I got 2 beat albums out right now, GMS Episode 1, GMS Episode 2. They are completely free. Completely free. If you go to bandcamp.com, Bandcamp, you see that shit right there? Bandcamp.com. You go to my page, type in Black GMS, all one word, BLACKKGMS. You type that in, you will find my motherfucking tape. All right? Play that shit. Play both of them. They're free. You can download it for free and you can buy it. There's a lag, JR. Don't worry. There's a lag. There's a lag on the video. You can buy it for free or you can purchase it at your own price from $1 to $5 to $10, whatever. And I'm about to do something right now. I'm about to play this shit for y'all before I get out of here. All right? I dropped something today. Don't you leave this goddamn live. Don't you leave this goddamn live. Now, on my Instagram, I dropped a new little snippet to a song that I made. I want y'all to hear it. All right? I need y'all to vibe to this. This is for my smokers. All right? For my smokers. For my smokers only. What's good, Kellen? GG3, I see you, brother. Roll that shit up, man. This song right here, hold on. Hold the fuck up. We gonna replay it. I already know the beat fire already. But you gotta hear your boy. See, I'm a rapper first and foremost, but a nigga got a little bit of vocals. I ain't no motherfucking Ursher. I ain't no motherfucking CB. But a nigga get high enough, a nigga start singing a little bit. But this is for my smokers, man. This is what I want y'all to do. If I drop this song and y'all know somebody out there who you want to come join your smoke sesh with you, that special someone, you got to send them this song and let them know. Come through. It's called Come Smoke. Y'all got to hear it. Go follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Snapchat. I follow everyone back.
Do you wanna come over and smoke with me tonight? Do you wanna come over and smoke with me tonight? I got the weed, you got the drinks. Let's get high. I got the weed, you got the drinks. Let's get high.
Yes, sir. That's just the snippet. If you want me to drop that song, put a 420 in the comments.
Do you wanna come over and smoke with me tonight? Do you wanna come over and smoke with me tonight? I got the weed, you got the drinks. Let's get high. I got the weed, you got the drinks. Let's get high.
Hey, y'all take it easy, man. Y'all have a motherfucking wonderful ass Monday, man. Have a good rest of the motherfucking week. I'm gonna see y'all here tomorrow. I'm gonna see y'all here Wednesday. I'm gonna see y'all here Thursday. I'm gonna see y'all here Friday. See y'all here Saturday. Might see y'all here Sunday, depending on how much reefer I smoke. But either way, I appreciate y'all so much. I'm finna shout y'all out again. I'm about to let this play again. I'm about to shout everybody out. Shout out to Kid at Heart. Shout out to motherfucking Reggie Bone. Shout out my nigga J.R. Miller. Shout out to motherfucking, who is this motherfucker? Shout out to Hitman X. Shout out to JG. Shout out to Lope Dog 606. Motherfucker. Shout out to y'all niggas, man. Shout out to Ben Slim, always, nigga. Shout out to Spank Lope. Pimpin'. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Samagan. Shout out to Jennifer Lynn. Shout out to Kenny Kush. Yes, sir. Shout out to Kellen Maurice. Yes, sir.
Let's get high.